Number 6, does excessive idling really hurt my after-treatment system? So why is idling bad for modern diesel engines? Um, Low exhaust temperatures prevent proper DPF regeneration. Your engine's not getting hot enough when it idles. If you idle, it leads to excessive soot buildup in the DPF and DOC. The idling can also cause dilution of your engine oil, which is bad. It reduces the engine lubrication. Also, once your oil is diluted, it will burn more, which again produces more soot, and that will that will shorten the life of your DPF or increase the amount of times you have to get that thing cleaned. Um, Idling just wastes fuel without productive mileage. And, idling will shorten your maintenance intervals. The DPFs will clog faster, requiring more frequent cleanings. EGR and intake systems carbon up, leading to performance issues. Turbochargers suffer from a thing called oil coking, where overheated oil breaks down into carbon deposits, restricting oil flow and leading to turbo failure. Um, and turbo failure is no joke. That will cause an oil-soaked emission system. Depending upon how your turbo fails, what'll happen is that thing turns into a very, very effective oil pump, and will a turbo fails, and it will pump all of your engine oil downstream into your emission system, into your DOC, DPF, even as far as your SCR. And guess what? We can clean that, but it's a mess and it takes a while and is kind of expensive. So you want to make sure your turbo doesn't fail if you can avoid it. So how do you know if your truck is idling too much? Frequent forced regens, poor fuel economy. If you're kind of comparing notes to a friend of yours who's got the same truck, they're like, well, I get about 7.5, 8 miles per gallon. You might only be getting 6 because of the idling. Um, Loss of power, sluggish throttle response, lots of DPF related engine lights. So what can you do, to reduce the impact of idling? Well, there's an additive called Clean Air Fleet, which can make your engine run cleaner, which means, even when you're idling, it'll run cleaner, produce less soot. Keep your idle time under 15 minutes whenever possible. So if you're picking up a load or something like that, shut your truck off so you're not idling and idling. Strongly consider an APU or an auxiliary power unit if you have a sleeper. Perform regular maintenance on your crankcase breather and EGR systems. But what if you do have to idle? If you sleep in your truck and don't have an APU, you got to be comfortable, right? You got to be well rested, safe. Staying warm in winter and cool in summer is essential for your safety and just comfort. So if you need to idle for comfort, do what you have to do. That being said, an APU is highly recommended and often pays for itself literally in under a year. You're going to have reduced fuel cost. An APU only burns 1/10 of a gallon to maybe 3/10 of a gallon per hour versus your diesel engine is going to burn close to, a gallon or more per hour. Lowering your maintenance expenses with an APU. Less idling means fewer DPF cleanings, fewer oil changes, fewer EGR issues. You're going to extend your engine life easily. And with the cost of a rebuild or an in-frame, man, I tell you what, that APU is definitely cheap insurance. You're less wear and tear in your engine components, obviously, because the APU is humming away and your engine is not. Increased resale value. Trucks with an APU are often worth more when sold. Reducing unnecessary idling not only saves you money, but also keeps your after treatment system and turbo and all of the other parts of your truck running longer with with much fewer issues. But again, I've got to say that if you've got a sleeper and it's 15 degrees outside or 105 degrees outside, you got to stay warm, you got to stay cool, idle the truck, be comfortable, be safe, but really, really think about getting an APU because it can make all the difference in the world and pay for itself very, very quickly.